Hey guys, it's Amber and welcome to Wednesday of my project life. We're working on day 5 together. So I've got some smaller photos here, a couple enlargements here. Let's go over them. These are actually going to be evening photos, but they ended up getting mixed around. So I've got some morning photos here, at work photos here. Then I took off a little early that day and went and got my hair cut. So I've got a row of photos here that will have an enlargement with them that I thought was fun, of my hair done with my hairdresser, Gianna. She's the sweetest. My Wordle for the day. I went to Crumble Cookies. So I'm going to do the same thing I did on day 1, where I have a 7x4 photo. Then I'm going to pair with a 3x4 photo. And then that'll be one of my 10x4s. My other 10x4 is going to be a photo of one of the kitties. And then I'm also going to cut up my crumble box from that day, because it'll be nice and big and fill up a big 10x4 spot. And I thought that would be kind of fun. And I've got a picture of brushing my teeth at night, as well as reading and a shot of my haircut when I got home. And then finally, one of my favorite shots that I've taken over the last few years of looking in the mailbox. So I threw the phone in there, put it on a timer, and just kind of ducked into the opening, and love how it came out. I love the really strong angles surrounding my face, and just really draws your eye in. So I'll be putting some embellishments on here. There are, I didn't really pull them out and get myself prepared this time. There's a few things that I was planning to use. Let's see here. So I have this little mail vellum that's going to go on this one. And then I have, pretty sure there's like a hair one. Oh, I might have already put it in my album, knowing that I was going to be wanting it for that day. So let me grab those out. Yep, I did. So there's a vellum piece here. I'm going to need that one as well. That was of a hairdryer and scissors, and honestly, I'm not sure what that other little thing is supposed to be, but that will be fun. To use. So lots of yellow in today's supplies. Got my Wednesday here, and my W stories, my word for the day, and my Wednesday card. That'll be my other enlargement. So I'm excited to get started. I've been really enjoying the process of doing everything. There's also, there's a little piece of mail in here I might use. There's also like a brush, so I want to make sure that I leave those out. And also I might do something with this guy as well, because it's kind of like everyday graphics, but a lot of the stuff is in today's photos. So I think I'm gonna pull that one around to the front so I can see it, and we'll get going from there. So finally I have a photo of me reading, so I might use this chipboard here. I also have like a die cut, I think, of books, so we'll see. But can't wait to get started. Okay, friends, so just kind of organizing my photos by size here, and starting with the morning ones and just getting everything tucked into pockets. I'm going to end up making a few changes based on what you're going to see here, but for now, just going with what I think is going to work, and then realizing that it's not going to. So those are my elongated photos there, and then you can see I'm kind of like organizing myself into little piles, and just playing with those. Those have been some of my surprise favorites with the Weekend Life project this year, is those 10x4s. They're just really fun. So just figuring out where I can put the different cards. And then I need to cut a new 9x12 6-pocket page protector. So I'm going to make one of those here with my paper trimmer. I find that I just get cleaner cuts by doing that. Sometimes I'll just use scissors, but just a little easier sometimes. So I'm adding all the haircut photos on the front of the page protector, and then later they're going to all get moved to the back because I'm going to realize that I won't be able to put my enlargement next to them because it would have to be on the back, and I don't want to put evening photos in front. Not that it super matters, but I'm basically just going to flip a few things around, put some filler photos, or not filler photos, put photos and filler cards in the front, the hairdresser photos on the back, and then my enlargements in order. And then I'm also going to end up switching a few photos back from 3x4 to 4x4 so that they can go towards the end of the project. So I did all those decision-making parts off camera, and I'm just kind of figuring out where I want to put some embellishments, where like the different cards and pieces from the day are going to go. But here's where I'm starting to realize, like, hey, I still have more 3x4 cards up there. I've got that 4x4 word for today, and I have nowhere to put it. So I'll make all those decisions kind of after the fact, but just kind of wanted to give you an idea of where I started from. Here's where I'm kind of realizing, wait, this doesn't make sense. So jumping ahead, once I made those changes to cutting down this crumble box, you can see that it had like a grease stain. So I made sure that the part that I wanted didn't have any issues, and I trimmed it all down with scissors first. And it's like an 18-inch box or something, and I needed it to be 10 1/4. So I kind of just trimmed it slightly shorter. And what I'm trying to do is center it, really. So I'm going to grab my centering ruler and work on trying to figure out where center is exactly, which is a little difficult, but kind of helps me get close. And then I'm going to use my large photo trimmer to keep trimming it down. But I love being able to add like a piece of, it's not really ephemera, but sort of is, but like packaging, I guess. But it's just fun to have it in the album. And how often can you really fit something that's 10x4, you know, into your project? So it was kind of a nice touch, and it's a bright, fun pink color. So I really liked that. I didn't really have much stuff of life this time. It didn't have good mail, which I've done in the past. I've done like 2x2 pockets. So I just kind of, you know, went with a few little things that I had this year, and that was good enough for me. So just finishing up here, and then I'll get that tucked into the pocket. Here you can see where I'm changing those 2 3x4s to 4x4s, and I'll just set those aside and put them in my monthly project life album. That won't be an issue. But I wanted to be able to use that vellum piece, and I could have cut it down to a 3x4, but I figured why not just make it bigger. And I also added another photo of the book I was reading and just added some journaling on there. I just found a picture online and put it on a white blank canvas to do that part. And then adding that vellum part into those Citrus Twist Kits 4x4 2-ups, which have been really nice to add into this project. So there I'm trying to find a place to put that reading fabric piece, because I've been trying to do one of those a day. And then I have the reading chipboard. It's a little on the nose, but I'm trying to, you know, use the product up. And then I was also having a hard time finding out where I should put that W Stories, because it was a really bright orange, and it's going to end up going on that photo of my cat there, just because I had some good space. So here you can see I've cut up some pattern paper. I've added, sorry, we have someone who lives near us with a motorcycle now, and it's been like interrupting my videos lately. So here I'm pulling up the Currently Loving on a blue metallic foil that I created. I used one of those Currently circles and added the loving word from Allie from a different digital piece and combined them to put on this photo. And I've told you guys my trick before about using a piece that's been like used multiple times so it doesn't stick to your photo, but in this instance it still had too much stick. It really stuck to my photo, but I could like barely get the foil up because it didn't have enough stick, so it was kind of funny. But I'll show you my little trick for dealing with that. I had some, it was kind of large and I knew I was going to throw it away, so I trimmed it a little bit smaller, and then I'm just using my little Cricut tool there to smooth it down. And I didn't even really feel like I was pushing very hard, but it was really, really sticking. And this is in like fast pace, so I decided to keep pulling up until I could get a corner loose and then pull it up as quickly as I could so it didn't really stick too much. But because it was out of the page protector, I was worried about it sticking to other things in the album, And that little eye, by the way, the dot to the eye didn't come up, so I just added that down. But what I did is I took my powder tool that I use for embossing and I rubbed that over the sticky areas, and it just makes it almost completely go away, which is pretty cool, without leaving much residue. So here I've jumped ahead and I have already put sticky tape on the back of my vellum pieces, and I'm adding them to some acrylic 3x4 pieces to go into that pocket. That's the thing I've been doing every time, with the day of the week heart and then a colored heart on the back. And now I'm ready to start embellishing this photo of me looking in the mailbox. I've got a vellum mail piece there with a chipboard circle, and I'm going to, I thought I put it back down with Pop Dust, but I think I just taped it down and put the chipboard on. And then I'm going to use that green Daily Life puffy sticker. That was from the puffy sticker set, obviously. And I'm going to use some pop-up dots so that it can layer over the chipboard piece. I already had a Daily Life chipboard, but I was fine with using it again. No big deal. So just getting that in the right place and push down into position. So I love that. I've been loving these little circle clusters. It's really fun. So here, just showing you how I'm getting some of the pieces glued back to back using some rolling adhesive. I like to trim everything once it's glued. I hate having like photos and cards shift in my pockets and then seeing like white. That's one of my I guess pet peeves, I suppose. I'm putting that pleather piece on the outside, and then just getting all my embellishments attached with either red line tape or they're already self-adhesive. So just getting that chipboard done. I have a little wooden piece there that I was going to add to the outside of that one. And here I have jumped ahead again and done my vellum sticker journaling. I'm going to add that to the card. For my timeline of the day, I also did one for the 4x4 pocket, but I cut that one out because it's pretty much the same thing. I'm just getting that smoothed on as I release the backing paper. And then finally picking my word for the day and using some Kelly Perky letter stickers. I'm also going to use those numbers on my 2x2 card that is off camera as well, but you'll see that all in the live look that I'm going to share with you in just a moment. Okay, friends, we are moving right along. Wednesday is now all finished. I just want to give you a peek at how that turned out. I'm thinking that Thursday and Friday will have the least amount of content for me just because we had so much else going on. I was definitely burnt out by those days, whereas most people are like burnt out by the weekend. We had a very busy first weekend. So this one's definitely looking a little bit different. Got two 4x4s here, my handwritten cards on page 1, and then I decided to pair a 3x4 piece of this pattern paper with the stories from this week and this Daily Life chipboard that's on the outside. Once again, keeping it really simple. On the back, we've got my word of the day. That is an ancient piece of cardstock from Heidi Swapp called Strawberry Lemonade Dots. I just thought the yellow would work well, and had a little bit of distress. I did not have one of these that I could have used this, but just seemed like too much. So I went with that. Plus I still need 2 pieces of paper for my last 2 days, and these are the only 2 I have left. So I had to mix in something. Got my journaling here for my facts and feelings. My paper stuck down a little bit and transferred some yellow, so I'm going to find a little chipboard or something there I can cover that up with. Got my label phrase of the day, one day at a time, with a little green heart chipboard. This is a photo outside of work. And here we've got 2 see-through pockets like I did on the first day. I've got daily routine with one of the filler cards, my wordle of the day, my picture of Safety with his shadows as I'm Batman. I love that, how that came out. Here we've got all photos of the hairdresser. Added the puffy sticker of the brush to the outside with some red line tape, because they're not super strong adhesive. And I'm planning to add some other embellishments. I'm just, again, kind of waiting closer to the end, then I'll add more little tiny things here and there. I did the Currently Loving in a blue metallic, in a blue metallic foil and then did pink here just to offset it. I'll probably add some pink stars or something along with that one. Really love that. My face is covered, but you can see my hairdresser and she looks adorable, so I thought that was fun. And we've got my favorite shot of the mail. I did a green chipboard with the vellum, and then a puffy sticker that said Daily Life again. I hated to repeat two the same day because I used the chipboard and the puffy sticker, but it was the right color for what I needed. And then I love how this one came out with the box top, and the fact that I'm in the photo here in the reflection of the windows and a shot of the cookies. I have a wooden piece on the outside. Got my itinerary kind of for the day, my timeline, I mean. My Wednesday stories on the outside here. And this one, I didn't really intend to put all my embellishments on the right hand side, but that's kind of the way it worked out. I wanted to include this reading, added a green chipboard, the documenting today with the books, and then my word of the day was busy, along with a shot of myself brushing my teeth. So we're down to the last 2 days. Like I said, they're definitely going to be a lot more sparse, which is good because we are chock full over here, and I'm ready to get moving on the next ones. I'll see you soon.